Do you wish your English tests went like a dream? Do you wish that your conversations would go down a storm? Do you know what any of that means? These idioms are really common in English conversations, but it's really hard to understand them just by looking at the words. Don't worry though, I'm here to show you 5 idioms that you can use to talk about success. Let's get cracking. In this video, you're gonna learn do the trick, work like magic, go down a storm, like a dream, and come up trumps. So grab a pen and paper and get ready to learn what these mean. The first idiom I've got for you today is to say that something does the trick. Basically, this means that something solved a problem that you were having in a really successful way. Like, you've got a problem, you do something, and that solves the problem. It did the trick. Like, for example, you could say something like, those last minute study sessions really did the trick. I smashed that English test last week. So the next time you smash a big test, why not try this idiom? Let's move on to the next one. Works like magic is another really common idiom for talking about success. Now, it doesn't mean that you just landed your dream job at Hogwarts, but it does mean whatever you did worked immediately, and it worked very well. It actually works so well, people believe it must be magic to have been that good. For example, let's imagine you need to give a presentation and your presentation is actually kinda boring. So you decide to put a YouTube video in there to make it a bit more interesting, and it went really well. You could say something like, adding that YouTube video to my presentation worked like magic. Everyone loved it. The next one I've got for you is to go down a storm. And I know you might be thinking, but Dan, storms are usually pretty bad. You're not wrong. But in this case, if something goes down a storm, it's really, really well received and people loved it. It worked really, really well. For example, let's imagine that you just passed your driving test and you call your parents, Mom, Dad, I've just passed my driving test. I'm absolutely buzzing. And then you're talking to your friend and you say, the news that I passed my driving test went down a storm. My parents were so happy. What was the last thing that you did that went down a storm with other people? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. Another idiom that you can use in English to say that something was really, really successful is to say that something went like a dream. This literally means it went better than I could have possibly imagined, right? It's the kind of thing that could only happen in a dream because it was that amazing. For example, let's imagine you've just finished working on a really difficult team project, but it went really well. You could say something like, the project went like a dream, everyone worked together really well, and I'm proper happy with the results. And to be honest, I hope your English studies are going like a dream. And to make sure that they do, why not check out the free downloadable cheat sheet for this lesson? If you go to the link in the comments, there's a free downloadable cheat sheet that you can get right now with all the details from this lesson. You can study it anytime, anywhere, and it'll help you remember the stuff in this video for longer. So what are you waiting for? Click the link and get it now. The last idiom I've got for you today is to say that something came up trumps. Now, this idiom kind of implies that something worked really well when you didn't expect it to. You expected it not to work, and then surprisingly, it worked really well. In that situation, you can say that it came up trumps. Imagine this situation. You're taking a big trip, you get to the airport, and all the flights are cancelled because of a big storm. Terrible. However, You booked holiday insurance. You could say something like, booking that holiday insurance really came up trumps because we didn't have to pay any extra money to change our flights. And if you want to come up trumps the next time you're having a conversation in English, learning idioms is one of the best things you can do because it'll help you express yourself in more ways and it'll help you understand other people in more situations. That's why I think the idioms in this video over here should do the trick. Be sure to check them out now.